Okay, everyone, happy days are here again. It's math time. Today we're doing topic 1-9. We are getting very close to the end of this chapter. There's going to be a 1-10, and then we will review, and then we will have our first test. All throughout topic 1 means chapter 1, we've had a chapter question, which is what? What are strategies for finding addition and subtraction facts? This is what we've been talking about the whole time. Now, today's essential question for this lesson today and for tomorrow's review lesson, our essential question is, how can I use addition and subtraction to solve word problems? Oh, word problems are the hardest part. Okay, and we're going to look at what we can do to solve them. So, we have learned lots of strategies. We've had different kinds of tools that we've been able to use, like counting on, counting back, fact families, our number line, counters, the 10 frame, the bar diagram, connecting cubes, doubles facts, near doubles facts. That's a lot. And you can use anything you want, anything you feel comfortable with. Use any strategy because word problems are tricky. Believe me, guys, they are sometimes able to take a very simple math problem and make it confusing with lots of words. So let me show you one thing you should always do. Underline what you know, circle what you need to find. Every time you see a word problem, underline what you know, circle what you need to find. Here's what I mean. 19 birds were sitting in a tree. 11 more birds flew up to the tree. How many birds were there altogether in the tree? Okay, we have a lot of words there, right? Well, let's underline what we know. We know that there were 19 birds in a tree, and we know that 11 more birds flew up to the tree. How many birds were there altogether in the tree? And that's what we need to find. That's our question. Okay, and there's some key words here that can help us. Okay, 11 more birds flew up to the tree, and then how many altogether? How many altogether? So this tells us that it's going to be what kind of problem? Addition or subtraction? It's usually going to be an addition problem. Okay, so remember, when you see a word problem, before you try to answer anything, look for the important information. What do we know? What do we need to find? Okay, and then once we have that information, we can use any strategy we want to figure it out. Now, this one has big numbers, 19 and 11. We've really only been working on numbers up to 20. We'll go past that soon, but for now, you don't need to worry about anything bigger than 20. So you can use addition or subtraction to find the missing part in a problem. Okay? We just have to read carefully first, like we said. So let's take a look at an example here. 17 books are on a table, and 8 books are on a shelf. How many fewer books are on the shelf than on the table? So how many fewer? You need to find the missing part. How many fewer books are on the shelf than are on the table? So we have to write down the numbers that we know we have. And there are lots of ways to do this, including the bar diagram. What does the bar diagram show? Well, 17, the number at the top, is the whole. The two numbers at the bottom are the parts that make the whole, the two smaller parts of the fact family. Okay, so the top bar shows the total. We know that there are a total of 17 books on the table. The bottom bars show the parts. Which part do we know? We know 8. And what is 8? It's 8 books on the shelf. Okay? The shelf has fewer books. We know that there are 8 books on the shelf. What is the missing part? Well, we want to know how many fewer books are on the shelf than on the table. We need to find how many fewer books are on the shelf. How can you find the value of the missing part? And remember our essential question. You can write an addition or subtraction equation for the problem. So 17 minus 8 equals what number? 8 plus what number equals 17? Remember, we're in a fact family here, and we've got 2 of the 3 numbers. To solve, think of the doubles fact. 8 plus 8 equals 16. You know that 17 is 1 more than 16, so you know that 8 plus 9 equals 17. You can use your doubles and near doubles facts. So there are 9 fewer books on the shelf than on the table. Now, in this slide, we use doubles and near doubles facts and a bar diagram. You didn't have to use those. You could have used a number line. You could have used your counters. You could have used, maybe you already know the fact. You still have to read the word problem carefully, okay? Let's move on. So now we are in page 38 of the big book. And it says at the top, write an equation to solve each problem. Use any strategy. That's what I love about this. You can use any strategy you want. Number 1, Sam has 5 red tomatoes and 3 green tomatoes. How many tomatoes does he have in all? Well, remember what I told you earlier. We're going to underline what we know. He has 5 red tomatoes and 3 green tomatoes. And usually when we see and, we think of plus, usually. How many tomatoes does he have in all? And in all also usually tells us that we're dealing with an addition problem. Well, 5, and there's the 3. 5 plus 3 equals 8. 8 tomatoes. And remember, it's not correct if you stop here. You've got to go all the way and finish everything. You've got to complete all the blanks. So for number 2, it says there are 16 party hats in a box. There are 10 party hats in a bag. How many fewer hats are in the bag than in the box? This is like the one we saw on the previous slide with the books on the table and the shelf. Okay, so you'll underline the information that we have, and you'll definitely want to circle the question, which has this important word, how many fewer? Actually, all of this is important. How many fewer? So we would circle that, okay? Then on page 39, you can see this is all word problems, okay? And for numbers 3 through 6, just like what we just did, you have to create an equation. You can use subtraction or addition, whichever one you think is easier for that problem. And then make sure you write the answer there as well, okay? For number 7, let's look at this. It's a little tricky. Jen had 3 animal stickers in her collection. Her friend gave her 5 more stickers. Jen bought 7 more stickers. How many stickers does Jen have now? Show your work. I don't just want to see the correct answer. I want to see all the steps. Okay, so be careful. This is a 2-step problem. Okay, we can't do this. Well, we shouldn't do this all in our head. Maybe we can, but we shouldn't. Okay, and then once that's finished, you'll go to page 40. Okay, number 8, higher order thinking, which means it's going to be a tough one. Sandy has 8 markers. Alex has 6 fewer markers than Sandy. Jill has 2 markers. How many markers do they have in all? Show your work, then explain how you found the answer. Boys and girls, in that box, you can draw a picture. You can just show me your addition problems. You can do whatever you want. Show me how you get the right answer. And of course, make sure you show me the answer. Number 9. Now for number 9, it's interesting here. It says use counters to solve. So they are recommending a strategy that you use. You don't have to, but it's a good idea to follow what they're saying. Anika saves 13 dimes. She put some of the dimes in a box and the rest in a jar. Write an equation to show one way she could have sorted the dimes. Now for this one, there are many possible answers. You just have to be sure that you have a total of 13. Okay? So try this and look at the bottom. They want you to say how many dimes went in the jar, how many dimes went into a box. And finally, number 10, assessment practice, which means this is something you might see on a test. Maria had 5 rings. She bought some more rings. Now she has 12 rings. Choose yes or no to show if the equation can be used to find how many more rings Maria bought. There are a lot of words there. We're trying to find which equation could be used to solve this problem. Okay, there actually are not that many problems that you have for homework, but each one is much longer than the ones we normally do. Okay, so for homework, please do pages 38 through 40, which is everything I just showed you. Okay, and good luck. And have a great day. The end.